Welcome back to Loyalty is Live. So I just came, I wanted to speak my piece on this T.I. and Tiny and King Harris situation, their son. Um, okay, it's not necessarily blaming the parents, but you have to hold the parents accountable for something too. Also that child. But what I'm saying is, because a lot of people he's grown, and you shouldn't blame the parents. Like, this boy is still a baby damn near, and everyone is talking about but I wouldn't say everyone, because how I feel is how a lot of people feel too. And Ti and Tiny have not been the best example for their children, like, period. There's numerous of children in that family that has problems um with with their mom and their dad. You know what I'm saying? Um First of all, if everyone remembers, I'm quite sure you do, that Ti and Tiny were in some crap like a couple of years ago. Um And just because they made that stuff erase in their head, and the embarrassment that could have caused their kids, not to mention the embarrassment Ti himself could have caused his kids. We have to understand that no matter if we get grown, we still have parents, right? And our parents, we're still children to them. Okay. And a lot of people, that's the problem. This is the reason why he uses anger instead of actually, you know trying to talk it out with someone and try to handle it that way, like a therapist or something like that. you know he is really upset about something, and we don't know their everyday lives true enough, and don't know what goes on behind the scenes true enough. But this child is crying out for help, and I know a child that is crying out for help, and I know a person, period, that's crying out for help. So I just feel like a lot of parents don't want to get blamed for what they have done to their children, or child, or children, or whatever it may be. uh and I live that life personally myself. So I know when a child is screaming out for help, and just because we don't know what goes on behind the scenes doesn't mean that we can't see through the bullcrap. And this is what's going on. Yeah, we need that guy to step up, and those guys in the house to step up and be like, look, you're not finna disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? And I do agree that he should not been disrespectful. He should have calmed himself down. And a lot of people also say, well, he disrespects other people like that. So that's me wondering, where did he get this stuff from? You know what I'm saying? Other people are blaming it on the grandmama because how she spoiled them. Like he said, he stayed with his grandmama. All that was for show. When they needed them for the show, they came over there for the show, and they went back to their grandmother's house. This is the words from King Harris, T.I. and Tiny's son. Like, when we as parents are doing those things and sitting up there, okay, I'm gonna just take him over to his grandmama house. Because even my husband is a prime example of that. He stayed with his grandma all the time, but his mom work. But you have to make time for your children. Make time for them. Let them know I'm working, but baby, I got to have time for him because he got to know me as the parent. He got to know his dad as the parent. Now, a lot of people are looking at it in different ways, and I mean, I'm not knocking the way that they're looking at it. It's just like you put everybody's answer together. All of that is the problem, you know. But what we have here is a child. He's still a child. He's a child of me and a lot of people that comes to my channels that are adults. He's a child to us too. And when you, yes, true enough, he's acting out and he has a fast temper. And yes, he does need to watch that because not everybody's gonna deal with that. And I don't want to claim on his life that he will be in locked up or in the grave. I don't want to claim that on his life. What I want him to do is to be able to get help and somebody serious, somebody that understands him truly, you know, like we think we be doing the right things all the time. Well, we, like I said before, we take our children to other people's house. Some people have no other choice, but some kind of way, it always be those main people that had to take them to the mother's house or the grandmother's house or their dad's house or their cousin's house or wherever it may be besides because they have to work or they have to keep up this lifestyle like T.I. and China. But the kids are suffering. Meanwhile, you're thinking about making that money and making a life for yourself and your kids. I don't think he's being ungrateful. I think this young man has been going through a lot behind the scenes, something we personally don't know about, but he just needs help. He needs therapy. And before it gets even worse, yes, we thought the worst was okay. I remember Ti coming on there and he's like, y'all acting like y'all children ain't never misbehaved before when King went to one of the restaurants, Waffle House, and was arguing back and forth and threatening and talking to one of the employees there, you know, when he could have just left. Who that remind you of? Big headed Ti. That's who that reminds you of. Like, and he gets it like naturally because a lot of the times, King, he was young when well, I'm gonna take that back because ain't no telling how he treated his mama in front of him. Those kids, the kids see everything that you think they don't see. So it's not, it's so much as, hold on, give me a second. Okay, I'm back, you guys. But I don't understand why this young man is acting out this way. But I kind of, it's like I kind of understand, but you can't exactly say because you're not there. You really don't understand. You, I don't have a celebrity parent. You know, I don't have celebrity parents, but I can imagine what they have to go through because they are celebrity parents. He do have celebrity parents, and the life he was given, he didn't choose that. He chose his life after he got older. He chose it. So, but you gotta understand, there's some hurt kids in this world that still be angry at their parents, and I cannot stand to hear people say Well, you grown. You don't, you know what I'm saying? They grown now. It should be blame the parents. That's not fair. That's not fair because that's crazy. If that's what your parents did to you and it did not work. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, if you put that in your head that I'm grown, so I shouldn't feel the way how I feel. We don't know how these children feel and almost until they get grown because they a lot of times they don't want to disrespect their parents. But I tell you now, King Harris is the one to show that family and tell the truth about that family if they don't try to shut him up. Okay? Y'all cannot sit up here and say that this he's grown and look at his dad. When his dad grown, when he did all the stuff he did, when his mama and his dad grown, when they both did what they did, but got away with it only in the people's eye, but not in God's eye. So this is just another thing that these children have been keeping things in. You know what I'm saying? These children keep things. Ain't no telling what these kids been going through behind the scenes. They already pushing the baby girl out there to sing and getting her ready for the spotlight. Did she have a choice? Did she have a choice? Because I feel like soon as she could talk, that they push her out there. Did she even have a choice? And she's still young. Everybody got to understand, if you ain't healed from your childhood, then that's the type of stuff that you get. How is it fair that an adult, which is your parent, can be like, well, I went through this when I was younger and I had to do this, but not feel their own child and what they going through? And I want you guys to hear the the audio of this, and I want y'all to hear the anger in his voice. Y'all may not understand what I'm saying, but you'll get it. You'll get it. You'll get it later, because if it's not donging in your head now, you'll get it later, because only hurt people. Okay? You know, and I really think that King had calmed down for a while. You know, I hadn't heard anything else about him, and that don't mean he didn't do anything else, but we just didn't hear it. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know I cried for help, and he's definitely crying out for help. I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh well, he's just disrespectful," this, compared to what his parents been doing, and probably still doing. I'm gonna say forget what was done and what Ti did. He's a he's a prime example of who his child is. But he is. King Harris is a prime example of his dad. You know, I mean, look what son had to go through. And please, they don't need to act like they don't know where it comes from. You know where it comes from. Do you really have to ask that, Tiny? You embarrassing yourself. You embarrassing yourself. You embarrassing your family. You embarrassing yourself. Who do you think you are, Ti? The child said ain't never wrong with dropping them off to his grandmama's house. But what he's basically saying is that you did not spend any time with them for real. Y'all didn't spend no time with them for real. Y'all kept them, trying to keep them away as they was younger and growing up on that show because of what? What y'all was doing? What y'all was doing? Would it have anything to do with the charges that came up against y'all? Y'all think these kids don't see what y'all do, but they do. Let me get this video because see, this is something that makes me angry, and they act like it's a lot of people that's acting like this young man is like in his late 20s or in his 30s. Like at no matter what age it is, healing goes in. If you need healing, that's every age. That's every age. And who knows? Tiny and T.I. could need healing. Okay? We don't know because I don't understand why this young man is that way. I don't understand. Like y'all supposed to be, this big happy family, right? I don't think so. No family is that happy. I mean, you try to act like you the Cosby, you're not the Cosby. You see what happened to Cosby, Bill Cosby, right? Then you see what happened to T.I. and Tiny. When you sit up there and try to mock another show, and then look what happens to you and T.I. and Tiny. Like, come on now. Let's not be dumb that to see that when you do something to your kids that they wouldn't need healing in the future. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care if they got the best, the biggest house, the biggest cars, the brand up to date cars or whatever, all the jewelry, all the cash. I don't care what. I don't care. But for one, just acknowledge you did wrong. You did wrong by your son. Actually love on your son, because he also said, and he said a lot in that video saying that he that they don't really care about him. They just be friendly. Everything is for show. Like, been there. I've been there. He's not lying. But they're gonna make him out to be this problem child. And I just feel like put nothing but protection over King Harris. Because ain't no telling what these people will do. They go against their own kids to have what they want. And I really think people need to be mindful of that. Like, I'm looking at it so much deeper than what a lot of people are looking at it as. Because T.I. and Tiny there, to be honest, to me, I don't, I'm not putting these words in anybody else's mouth, but it's mine. I don't think they're good people. I just don't. Who everybody else like, I may not, because I see straight through that bull crap. Seriously. And I'm not one of those that can be fooled, and I see through it. Yes, he was being disrespectful. I think he could have handled that in another way. But when you're going through so much on the inside, he's looking directly at his daddy in such filth and such pain. He's speaking out his mouth. Like, you can't tell me. I've been in that situation. I know what this young dude going through. Just because I'm a female, like, we sit up there. One thing about it, some of these parents don't even want to say I'm sorry. They don't even want to say I'm sorry. they want to keep because I remember Ti always coming on the show trying to teach them um how it was when he was growing up. Why you want to do that now? You already gave them the lifestyle. Don't then ain't that's the reason why you are blessed beyond all measure? Is it because you was giving your children that lifestyle and that's what you wanted to do, right? Or you just want to control? You want to control them some kind of way. Ain't that wrong with your children knowing where you came from and how your life was. Ain't that wrong with that? But really, what is that showing them when they're gonna do whatever they want anyway? And Ti, and Tiny, they grew up in Atlanta, so a lot of people know them. How we know this boy ain't been getting word from other people how his dad is and how his mom is and how everything went in their life. It's crazy. I just want y'all to listen to this audio. Like, he's very upset. I remember being, he sounds very angry. And I haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen King like that in a minute because King, yeah, he has a very fast temper, hot temper, and he does need to change that. And by changing that and trying to get some healing and go to a therapist or something. Like Ti used to be high tempered just like that, and it was bound to get in one of those kids. You know what I'm saying? But I, excuse me, I can just see if that's going on in front of the camera, what's going on behind the camera. You know, and at this point, I'm really scared for King's life because I'm telling you, these people don't care who they cross, whether it be their friends, and you hear about it all the time. It be the closest people to them, and then next thing you know, these people are on the rise up to doing stuff even better. And you like, how you still here, rising up? But other person is not here rising up. I don't get it. But it seems like as though I don't know if he had a like bet on the game because I think it was the Hawks against the Saints. Was having an argument about that. We're not sure exactly what the argument was about, but all I know is Tiny was saying obviously this has happened before. It has happened before because she already knew what to do when he got like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if him and Ti go at it a lot, and then Ti come back and explain himself and acting like everything is all good and it's not. But I really would like for, cause me, okay, I have 6 kids, right? I have adults as kids. If I did anything to harm my children, I come to them And I asked him, and I'd be like, I apologize for whatever I did. I'm not ashamed to apologize because you know what? Someone didn't do that to me. Okay? They don't know how to apologize. Do you know how close to that your children can get that healing just by doing that? Just by doing that. And it just is what it is. They 1 minute they're saying that what he's doing, what he's been doing, he's been acting out over the years. It's okay. Some of y'all have children like that, and then now when he's upset, he gets like that now because they didn't step in and handle it when he was doing it, unless they didn't put that out there. But they didn't step in then and calm it down. Be like, I can't do that with them. You can't do that with them. Is that's what you want to say as a father? Like that's how you just say it. You just give up. You just sometimes it be like that. No lie, but T.I. ain't nobody give up on you. Ain't nobody give up on you. As a matter of fact, Tiny and her mama, all of them stood by your side through you dogging Tiny and doing all the dirt you've been doing. This is a prime example of how you live comes back on you as a parent. This is what's going on. What you see him, I'm gonna play it again. What you see King doing is a prime example that's possibly what's going on behind the scenes. Like they are to blame because it's more going on behind the scenes. And you could tell that, but you know, they're gonna beat it like this perfect family to make it like it's okay. He's getting the help he need and all that. No, no, y'all need to get him some serious help, or he need to do it himself. Because if he can't trust them, if he feels like they don't care about him for real, they just put a front on or whatever, and they feel like he's an embarrassment or whatever. Because he I clearly just said that you're embarrassment to the family. What? You that devil that sit at the beginning of the table trying to teach your children how to do the devil's work? What? He embarrassing you? It's like they be putting this stuff on their kids, and then they come out, they act like this. Like I don't know. Every time somebody acts out like that, doesn't mean that um nothing is wrong. Something is wrong behind that scene, and they need to check that out. Like seriously, because and then a mom, she was too weak for herself. She definitely gonna be too weak for her child. She's sitting up like he's playing. He's playing. He was just playing. And then he's like, no, he wasn't. I know how he is. This ain't the first time. It's like it's a picking situation, and because the way T.I. is, he is so he tries to be okay. You're such a thug. Okay. You're such a thug. Okay then, T.I. Okay, you didn't did some stuff. Now you gotta show your child who not to play with. Which if he came for T.I., he ain't had no business putting his hand on his parent. Period. Point blank. You already ain't had no business doing disrespectful stuff. Like you handle that stuff behind the scene. But I don't know why I want to say this, and I'm finna say it. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, if he wouldn't have did this, a lot of people wouldn't even know that it was still trouble in paradise. You know what I'm saying? And they would have continued on, portrayed him and Tiny would have continued on, portrayed a life like arbitrary and good. I don't know if y'all remember when the daughter, is it Dejanay? I can't remember her name. The daughter came out. She was going through a lot of stuff. Going through a lot of stuff. Sometimes speaking out against her dad, and she just feeling a type of way ever since she did that. I ain't see it no more. Want to find a video of her speaking on her dad, but I'm going to play this one more time because it needs to be played and people need to hear because this is not cool. A child should not be going. It's crazy. And then let's see what he said afterwards. Who you are, MF, can't play with me in my face. Not going for that. I'm a grown man now. Wow. He's not going for all that now because he's a grown man now. Okay. Some of these sound past tense, like something that happened in the past. Um, these children, these star children, y'all just don't know. They be going through a lot. Like with us as regular people, we go through a lot too. But you can't make them exempt because they go through a lot too, and their parents put them through it. Okay? They parents put them through it. And to not blame the parents and what they put them through. Well, you're my parent. You put me through it. So how can I forget that? How could I not be angry about that when you walk around me almost every day and don't apologize? Don't say nothing like you did anything wrong. I can't stand a parent that just walks around like they shit don't stink. Like they ain't never did anything wrong to hurt their children. And then here you go wondering why they acting like that. That's bullcrap. You know exactly why your children act the way that they act. That's crazy. Like I know the feeling of him. I didn't. I think I must have acted out like that. I said like 2 or 3 times in my life, and that's tough. You don't ever want to go there, but somewhere where that feeling comes from, where you have to let it loose. Like it's just like a deep breath. It's a whole bunch of adrenaline rushing, and some parents really seriously think that they ain't did anything wrong. I mean, that's why you have to talk to parents like that. It seems the parents that seem open to talk about it, but the ones that don't, you can tell they're very stuck in their ways. And Ti and Tiny seem like they'll be that type. And only reason why I say Tiny is because she's gonna follow Ti. And if something is wrong with your seed, the seed that you carried, the seed that he put in you, you are the parents. You need to get that corrected before it gets worse. You saying you can't do that with them. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to apologize, man. And be serious about it and don't do it again. Like the man is King is slowly letting out his childhood, his life by saying all that was a show when they was on the show, Ti and Tiny show, whatever they call it, Ti and Tiny, whatever. They He's slowly letting this stuff out. You know, I'm saying? And the more and more he got to say, he gonna end up saying. I wouldn't be surprised if he started saying more. This is one thing those parents do not want those children to being up against them. But I guarantee you, it's more children in these families that's like that. It's always about, you're embarrassing the family, embarrassing. Just imagine how many times he had to hear that. Whether it's him or his siblings, you always got to portray the family is so freaking perfect. Starting this year, here now recently, I said no more. I said no more. Family will hurt you. You feel me? They will hurt you and think nothing of what they've done to you and carry on like they didn't do nothing and blame you for everything that you put them through or blame you, like tell you, oh, like get over it. That's the past. You're grown now. Just because you're grown don't mean you don't hurt still. I cannot stand when people say that. If I wasn't healed, then how do you feel like I'm healed now? But now it's a time where I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna heal because one thing about it is all parents are temporary, and our real Father is in heaven. As long as I know that our real Father, God, Jesus, loves me unconditionally, I have no worries. And if you will want to disown me and like I'm not a part of your family anymore, then okay, so be it. Harris needs to just move it along and start his own life. But yeah, let me find that one with his daughter. With Tia's daughter. Okay. Oh, her name is it Deja? What? Prayers up for rapper Tia's daughter, Dejanay, and is in critical condition. See, that's what I'm talking about. What? Wait a minute. Oh, these people know how to put on a show. They know how to put on a show. They be messing these children up. Ugh. Somebody said that must be. I think he treat him like that because that ain't his child. Cause he don't look like nobody. He do. He look just like Tiny, her mom. Fun looking. He look fun looking, just like Tiny and her mom. As it says, she doesn't have anything. Let me see if this is it. Because for one, this little girl was going through it. I don't know what.
made a tweet that posed some serious concern from her fans and the people in general, in which she wrote,
Shout
I really don't have any grown women that I can go to, laughing
blog.
her ass off,
Petty
which
blog.
she has since deleted. And keep in mind that just because she put LMAO doesn't mean that she was literally laughing, okay? Like, how many times have we text back LOL but had a straight face or didn't find nothing funny for real? I'm just saying. But yeah, so after she wrote that, it went viral because people wanted to know, what does she mean that she has nobody to go to when she needs them? Like, what happened to going to Tiny, or better yet, her mom? And as you can see right here, this person asked just that. They wrote, what about going to your mom or bonus mom? To which Deja replied, I can't answer that, LOL. I'll just shut up. I've never gone to Tiny about the physical things that cause me concern and confusion. By the way, I wasn't saying mental or emotional things. And when this person wrote, when her mom would see this, with this Tiny gift, she replied, Tiny is my stepmother, but even if she does see it, it's not a lie. Ooh. And when this person said, does your sister count? She said, I mean, I don't really go to her about much. And in case you're wondering, even though she does have sisters on her mother's side, you're talking about Tiny's daughters, Anique, the known one. And when this person wrote, Mom, auntie, sisters, do they not make you feel like they're a safe space? Genuinely asking. She wrote, maybe my auntie, mom's younger sister, but I don't really go to her, to be honest, but I know she'd be nice. And then she made a correction that says, well, actually, the only person I can go to is the healer, but when it comes to things that's going on with me physically, and I'm asking for advice, etc., I can't go to anyone. But yeah, like I said, the original tweet was deleted, but when this person retweeted it and wrote, this baby be crying out for help every day, yet I see no one really concerned. Please hear her cries and get her what she may need. I hate seeing her like this. Deja replied, not really. I meant about physical things. So if I'm hurting someone or I'm breaking out someone, I don't really have a grown woman that I can go to or one that can help me. I'm just told to Google it or go to urgent care, basically, LOL. Huh? And keep in mind that a little before that, she had just wrote, okay, I hope this makes sense, but like seeing people's mindset on certain topics as far as what's posted on social media, especially on here or Instagram comments, literally just disappoints me and makes me feel like I don't belong here. And she specified on SM, meaning social media. And then she wrote, and I know others shouldn't have that much control, but it's just so sad to see that y'all think like that on certain topics. I don't care so much to let it affect my day or anything. I just shake my head and scroll away, but damn, man, I just need a break, to be honest. And honey, I know exactly how she feels, because when I get on social media, I be like, what? Are these people for real? Am I even on the right planet? Am I even human? Because baby, some of them just be way too programmed for my brain cells. I can't. But what really does pose major concern is this photo that she posted back in March. If you zoom in on it, you can see that she cuts her wrist. All you see is a bunch of healed wounds. Wow. And this person peeped it and wrote, oh my God, Deja, your arm in the picture. She wrote, LOL, it's fine. Wow. I mean, she's saying that she's fine, but anybody who knows about cutters know that they're not fine. If you cut, it's for a reason. It's usually because you're going through some dark time. But yeah, when this person wrote, women can't fathom the fact that men will always prefer sex from more than one woman, she wrote, well, here's my daily reminder to remain single plus keep my virginity as long as I can. And when this person wrote, virginity doesn't equate to self-worth. Preserving it is fine, of course, but just know it doesn't make you any more or less worthy. You know in your mind, body, and soul if a person is worthy of that type of energetic exchange with you regardless. She replied, I didn't say it was. I'm saying that if this is the type of mindset men have, then I'm good on dating plus having sex. And this girl wrote, yes, I'm 31 and I'm still a virgin as well. We aren't missing anything. And she wrote, that's beautiful to hear. Hello, I feel you, girl. You're not missing at all. I promise you, because it's nasty out here. Yeah, but yeah. This person wrote, I'm not like these ninjas, babe. We gonna get married first. She wrote, I'm good. Go find your soulmate because it's definitely not me. Ooh, okay, Deja with the shade. Now I'm just playing. But when this person wrote such a pick me in reply to her saying, well, here's my daily reminder that I'm gonna stay single and a virgin, she wrote, if speaking your truth is equivalent to that, then I guess so. Shrug. Wait, how she get pick me from that? You know what, child? And when this person wrote, anybody told her we don't give a F or I gotta do it? She wrote, I think you'd have to do it. Just be sure to tell the person who originally made the tweet the same thing as well. Ooh, okay, girl with the clapbacks. But why you gotta be so mean though? Like, nothing that she said warranted that response. Come on now. But yeah, she also...
I'm telling you, because Deja, she's a very beautiful girl. And for her to come out with all the, she graduated, I'm talking about she was a very smart girl in school. And one thing they did, they tried, make sure that she kept up with that stuff in school and keep her head straight at school. But like I said, man, these children, they go through some stuff. Like we sit up here be like, oh, what they're complaining about? They living the life. Like what I noticed was that, I think I love me some Regine, but I feel like Regine, she is like she's in a more loving boat of that to me, because I really feel like she tries to keep the family dynamic just like Toya does, and I feel like that is genuine, though. That I feel like that comes naturally. You know what I'm saying? Um, Especially like with her daddy, she loves her daddy dearly, but they have to make everything look good for their family, and they're taught this at a very young age. Like, of course, don't get me wrong. I want to always make my family look good. But if I so happen to mess up, don't don't say that to me. Don't say, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing yourself. Like, because at that moment when I'm sitting up there, you saying I'm embarrassing myself, all I care about is, the pain that I'm going through at that time. And yeah, I'ma obviously think about it in the long run, or later, or tomorrow, or whatever. But just let me deal with that, because you already got me dealing with a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like these children have to deal with a lot, because with Ti and Tiny, it's a lot that comes with them. Yeah, they're celebrities and all, but they're trouble and toxic celebrities. And they children had to see that stuff. They children had to go through it right along when they went through it. So guess why he feel like it's okay doing the stuff that he did. His dad did a lot of stuff probably right there in front of him. You know what I'm saying? Disrespecting his mom, talking to people any kind of way, and see, now all that stuff counts upon King, but at the same time, God knows where it all comes from. And um when you have parents like that wants to be like, it ain't nothing else I can do. I mean, I don't know what God that they're worshiping, because obviously they're not worshiping the same God that I be worshiping, and putting trust in God like that. They probably portray themselves as going to church, and but you don't have to just go to church. You are your temple. God knows best. Within you have your relationship with Him. But obviously, your child is screaming out for help, and if you give up on Him, the world definitely, he probably find somebody out there that ain't gonna give up on him. You know what I'm saying? And I pray that he does. I pray that he does. And I pray that don't nothing happen to these kids, because, like I said, if they were powerful enough to get past all this trouble they had been in over the years, Ti and Tiny, with, doing these things to other women allegedly, and guys allegedly too, um, for them to be able to get away with it, all the stuff that has been said about them. Now, I'm not the one to say everything was true or everything was false. I'm not the one to say that, but I always felt some type of way towards him. I loved Ti at the beginning of his career, but he did have a temper, and he did need to calm that down. That's why he got in a lot of trouble like he got in it. and just as long, but people stood by T.I.'s side. And but I don't want nobody by my side if they're not really coming to me telling me and that I need to calm down. You say ain't nothing you can do, that because you done heard it before. Ti, you done heard it before, and that's the reason why you come to your child. You talk to your child like that because, of course, I mean, y'all know what happens behind the scene. Y'all know Ti and Tiny knows what happened behind the scene, and so does King. This is why King be angry. We don't know his dad like he knows his dad. So if his dad said something to him at that game, he knows how his dad is. And he's asking his mama, why you let him talk to me, do me like that? Why you let him talk to me like that or do me like that? Or whatever he was saying. This hasn't been the first time. This hasn't been the first time. It's some kind of riffraff between King and Ti, and Tiny is once again in the middle, trying to stop everything when she really can't. So, so you just think about it. It's just like her life with Ti. She could never stop him from doing things. And here's another Ti. You can't stop her son from doing things. So all we can do is pray for King and pray nothing but goodness upon his life, and actually start looking at, yeah, sometimes the parents can be the ones that do these things to their children and not apologize, not say anything about it, and just let it run through until it turns into anger, like it was right there with King Harris. It turned into anger. He needs some help. He needs some therapy, and they should have been got that, and intervention. That's what he needs, an intervention, and um, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, but I pray things get better for him because he talks. When he talks, he talk a lot of stuff just like his daddy, and I know he looking at him and see, yeah, he had to jack him up. Yeah, he had to jack him up because if he put his hands on his daddy, he had every right to jack his butt up. As the older people say, jack had to jack him up. I mean, there's no wrong that he did there because to be honest, he needs to be happy that he didn't even get slapped or knocked in the face for the way his mouth was being ran. But at the same time, the young man needs healing. It's stuff going on behind that scene, that they're not speaking about. I can't stand those people that try to act like their family's so perfect and they know it's not. And I call all bullcrap. I look at them like, okay, let me step to the side because you can easily see when things are going wrong in someone's family and all going wrong with someone. Uh, it's crazy. It's crazy. You can't say you can't get this young man no help. You know, because it's almost impossible. Like you can't get him no help. It don't seem like he just this menace out here. Yeah, he got a mouth on him. He just need to make sure he don't use that mouth on the wrong person. That's what he need to do. Help. He needs an intervention. He needs therapy. He needs help. And that's where my heart is coming from. And my heart is also coming from, stop acting like y'all parents ain't ever do anything to hurt these kids. Y'all never And I'm just going to say what it is. And if you haven't, or you feel like you haven't, for the ones that have, you need to step up and you need to be there for your child, and you need to start apologizing, because everybody love to say, don't look back. And baby, I need to look back to see how far I came. Okay? For all what you have put me through, I need to be praising God that I came this far. But some people can't praise God. That's what I'm saying. Because the parents around here so evil. They don't want to stand up and say, well, I did this. They can say everything in church. Oh, praise God. They can say everything in church. God made sure I was able to pay my bills. But what about that child? What about that child? God telling you, go to your child and help your child heal, because you're part of the problem too. Not completely blaming them wholeheartedly, but they part of the problem too. Just like the grandmama for spoiling them. But when you leave, most of the time when you leave grandchildren at the grandparents' house, what do you think they're gonna do? You can't blame the grandmama, because the grandmama that had her children. You know what I'm saying? So grandmama gonna show another kind of love that the parents don't show. You see what I'm saying? And they didn't mind it then. So how you gonna say something about it now? Because when she was there helping Tiny with her kids and T.I.'s kids with her, then it wasn't no problem. I remember though, Tiny was saying, Mama, you spoiled him on one of the show. She was like, that's my baby. Ain't nobody gonna tell me about my baby. Nah. Um, you can't just put it all on that boy, because the parents are part of the problem too. Because they be in a whole bunch of weep of mess they own self. And then you want to say he's an embarrassment? Like you even had another child going through things. Deja, she was going through things. And it's some of your children don't even come out like they embarrassed or something. I forgot the other one that raps the next to the oldest one. And I love his raps. Like that boy know he can rap, man, and he's very lyrical with it. My husband allowed me to watch him. I mean, well, he put one of his videos on, and I heard him rapping. Man, that boy is very, very talented. But he don't even say anything. What is his name? Armand Demond. Demond, Demonte, I can't remember, but it one the next to the oldest, and I don't even know what happened to the oldest. You'll see them in these pictures and stuff, but it's like they separated after the show, just like King said, like everybody went back their separate ways. It's crazy. Like you want to be dad when you want to be dad. She want to be mom when she want to be mom, or stepmom when she want to be stepmom. It's crazy. And the only one I don't know if she been through anything, but she's the oldest one. Is that other one? They got caught with a GUN at the airport. You know what I'm saying? That has a child now. She be saying talking smart to her mama too. She be saying, "Want you kind of baby hair?" Like, baby, these people is trying to live regular life. Y'all trying to make these children live lives like y'all want them to live. But maybe that wasn't written in the plan for them. But anyway, like I said, because I'm finna get ready to end this. Like I said, parents, go to your children. Go to your children. because it's bad enough you don't want to lose your children to the streets, to the jail, to the grave. Fight hard for your children. We were here, put here, and had those kids to protect them. To protect them. Fight hard for them. Don't just like, oh, I give up. When you know some people that people ain't give up on you, or for some people you ain't give up on yourself. And most definitely for all people, God ain't never give up on you. So why do that? Why do that? If you have done something to hurt your child, and if your parents have done something to hurt you, you need to get together and you need to have that talk. You have that talk, go to therapy, both together, and let's see how we can heal this. Before it gets where this child is going too far, way too far, like to jail, to prison, or in the grave. Learn how to talk to your children and learn how to apologize to your children. And children, if you do things wrong to your parents, learn how to go to them and apologize to them. See, it goes both ways in this situation with T.I. Tiny and King Harris. They both need to apologize to each other, and they all need to have a sit down and actually talk with each other, and not for show. Make it be for real. And dealing with a dad like Ti, it is kind of tough. And like I said, you don't know what these kids going through, because they obviously going through something, and they obviously are crying out for help. Sometimes with some people, it don't come out the way everybody else wanted to come out. It comes out the way Deja did it, and it comes out the way King did it. It don't come out the way. So like they embarrassing their family, then oh well, I've kept this in long enough. And like I said, people, I wouldn't be surprised if more come out. I can hear them behind the scenes now talking about, oh, we can't take him nowhere. He tripping. He gonna be in the just lost it all for us. And I'm gonna say allegedly, but I really do seriously think King just needs help, and he needs therapy, intervention. And the intervention don't need to be on TV, because you already got the children messed up. It don't need to be on TV. We don't need to see that healing. We need to see that healing after all go through y'all process, because all of you got a problem. All of you. T.I., Tiny, King, y'all need to heal this, and y'all need to get it together, because he does have to be in the spotlight. Tiny do and Ti do. Even after all with the situations that Ti and Tiny have been through, you know, they still got to be in the spotlight. The two heads of that family embarrass the family the most. For you to say that about your child, that'll bust people pipes all day. Like, you gotta be hard at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, come on now. If you didn't have as many people having your back like you have now, you're a weakling. People would have been came after you. So stop acting like that you can't change that part about yourself too. It's things T.I. and Tiny need to change about themselves too. Everybody needs to change things about themselves. But if you're gonna call somebody your child out on the situation like he's terrible or whatever, just because he's that child that is in the spotlight like that at this moment, you need to turn around and talk to yourself too. You know, because like hurt people, and you and him going at it, you both hurt. You know what I'm saying? Hurt people, both of you. And you got Tiny. I ain't gonna say poor little Tiny. I'm gonna say Tiny in the middle. Like, oh my God, I've been left the house. I've been left the house. Like seriously. Like, and I do think I'm finna get off here, but I do think sometimes some grandmothers and grandparents, period, they give some of their kids a lot of leeway. They have their kids all the time, and then they don't get to spend time. I think as a grandparent, you always should make sure that your child spend times with their family, real time with their family, and don't let them miss out of the raising of their own kids, which I think mama lacked that. She should have made sure to, like, oh baby, you gonna have to make time. I know you're trying to go and make sure your career is right and everything, you and Ti, but you need to make time for your kids. And I'm not playing. If you want me to continue on watching and being there, because grandparents, they love their grandkids, but strong parents have to give an ultimatum, because like Tiny and Ti, they get lost when they have all that help like that. And so what you're gonna do if something happened to the mom? What you're gonna do if something happened to your mom, Ti? Because everybody was lost when you lost your sister. Like just imagine when the two moms are gone. Then what y'all gonna do? Cause they holding stuff down for you. That's why you should always be used to spending real time with your children, not just for money. And once again, I'm gonna end this on a good note. Make sure parents speak with your kids, talk to them about, you know, if you ever felt like you put them through anything, just let them know you didn't mean it. There's nothing wrong with talking to your children. There's nothing wrong with that, and letting them know, being straightforward with them. Basically, this is what happened at this time. Some parents don't even want to explain. Like, that ain't none of their business. I don't owe them that. Wait, but why you don't? Those your kids. You're not just here for protection when a bully is in the situation. You're not just here for protection. The somebody coming after them and want to pop out them or something like that, or people are going up against them. You're not only here for that. The protection of their heart. The protection of their heart. And that's why I feel like T.I. and Tiny are part to blame. And kids, adult kids of the parents. If you feel like you got yourself carried away, not knowing what your parent had went through, and because we all go through things and we're all not perfect, but one thing you're not supposed to do is disrespect them. Although your parents may disrespect you a lot by the things that they do as your parents, but you don't do that because you are being looked at from above. And it's like a movie when you enter the heavens. You see your whole life flash before your eyes. You want to be the opposite of what your parents are if they're doing negative things in your life. And If your parents really sit down and talk to you, they'll let you know, I want you to be better than me. Not worse than me. But apologize to your parents if you feel like you done any wrong. This is the problem in the black community. We don't sit down. We always got to be tough on each other and tough. We have our tough moment, but everything don't call for a tough moment, man. Sometimes your kids really need you, and kids sometimes your parent really need you. I know it's a situation, but to be honest, we all gonna need each other. So everybody just stop being so stuck up and actually learn how to apologize, and actually in our community, black community, learn how to talk things out. Communicate. Dang it, communicate. Learn how to communicate. That's why a lot of family are separated down, because they don't know how to communicate. And they don't know how to take ownership for nothing. See, if he takes ownership, T.I. and Tiny have some ownership they need to take too. Well, heck, they can't even take ownership for they own situation and what they did wrong. They not gonna say, well, we don't have no family meetings like we had on TV. They can't say that they really don't have those meetings in real life. But that's all I have to say on this. It just touched my heart because I go through a similar situation in my life like this. And I recently just gave up on trying to make things work with people that are ignorant to the fact of listening and actually communicating what the problem is. If you cannot tell people exactly how you feel without them getting upset or mad and not being understanding and be like, well, I get it, and this happened. And I am 43, and I've been going through this a long time. I know exactly what this young man is going through. And yes, parents, we do be part of the problem. Our parents be part of the problem, you know? So we have to be real with ourselves and stop being fake, because this person don't want to be blamed. This person don't want to be blamed when you really, truly are blamed, the blame. So let's clear this area, actually start communicating in our community, the black community, and stop trying to always be hard on everything. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop trying to be so hard. Stop trying to be so hard and learn how to communicate for real, for real. I'm sorry I put you through this. And turn around. It's plenty talk shows that talk about this. But everyone is so high and mighty, like they never did anything wrong, and don't ever want to clear nothing up. Do you realize what I just said? Talk shows. Because they go on the show and they're finally able to communicate in the black community. And as you can see, there's no real communication in the Harris family. And what you saw today with T.I., Tiny, and King Harris is exactly what goes on. So all I could do is pray for King and pray for other kids that's like him, adults that's like him, that still grieve and hurt off how they were treated in their life. But these people walk around here, they can sleep at night after hurting their child. So this is one of the reasons why I'm like, I'm out, peace. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I'm getting too old for this. And you're already old. And I respect you long enough for you, but you're not getting me. You're not understanding me. So well, all we can do is just pray for a king. Um, and I'm also say pray for that family because they think what is done in the dark seriously won't come out. And I don't know how because they secrets came out. And there's more gonna come out because this is not the end. That what King did today was from hurt and pain and must scream for help. That same thing with Deja did on live, on live and in her comments is a scream for help. It ain't finna be like that if ain't that wrong. So for those that sitting up there and act like because they have money that they establish all this because they have money, and they able to take care of their kids. There's plenty of people take care of their kids and ain't studying their kids, spending money, on them, and ain't even taking care of their kids. Ain't even going to a game with their kids. Ain't spending no time with their kids for real, cause their career and their life go first. I couldn't have went through all that pain having a child and not imagine being there for a game or or graduation, or their first car, or them need to be taken to work or anything. Anything. Can't be just one of the people around here pushing our babies and then next thing you know, I ain't even there. Just because I got money, I ain't got to spend no real time with. You make everything go around your babies. Okay? You don't but when you kind of like sell your soul, you got to make everything go around that industry. You know, you got to make it go around that industry. And I'm going to say allegedly. Okay, people, I will be back. I will probably put some videos out tomorrow. I may go live tomorrow. I'm not sure. I probably put videos out on this station, on this channel. But yes, that was near and dear to my heart. I needed to say something because, like I said, I feel like they part the blame, just like King is. He needs to be more respectful towards his parents, but it's almost like if they don't show no respect to him. I know how people think his age. Like you don't know, like I said, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. The child is screaming out for help. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. And we just gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this expeditiously. All right. I'll holler at y'all probably sometime this week or probably even tomorrow. Um, I will make sure I schedule it before coming on. And I'm out, you guys. Peace. Peace. Peace.